So after discussing energy density of electric field in the previous video, let us look at energy density of the magnetic field in this particular video. Before we start that, once again, let's quickly go through the points that we discussed in the previous video once again. So we know that electromagnetic waves carry energy in the oscillating electric and magnetic field. That's point number one. Equal amount of energies in both the fields, and we will be interested more in energy density than total energy. And last and the most important, energy of the magnetic field is carried in the inductor of the LC circuit. So we will focus our attention on inductor to find out the energy density of a magnetic field. So here I have shown an inductor. So inductor, as you know, is a device which is basically like a solenoid, and when current is made to pass through it, it stores magnetic energy. L is the length of the solenoid, A is the cross-section area of the core over here, N represents the total number of turns, and a potential difference is created across the solenoid or the inductor, I should say. And here we should keep in mind that small n would be N by L, where N is the total number of turns, N is length. So, and the lowercase n here represents the number of turns per unit length. Now we know that the energy stored in an inductor, in this case we will call it UB. So the energy stored in a conductor UB is given by half Li squared, where L is the inductance and I is the current. We know self-inductance of a solenoid is given by mu naught n square cross-section area into length. And we also know that the magnetic field produced in a solenoid, or the magnetic field produced over here in this inductor, would be given by mu naught n I. And therefore, I will be equal to B upon mu naught n. So now what I can do is that in this particular equation, I'll call this equation 1, I'll call this equation 2, and this equation 3. So I can put the values of L and I into this equation to get the energy. The magnetic energy UB is equal to half. For L, I can write down mu naught n square AL. And for I square, I will write down B square mu naught square N square. So if I simplify this, n square will be gone, 1 mu naught will be gone, this will be gone, and there will be 1 mu naught over here. So we'll be left with half B squared by mu naught into area into length. And this I could write as half B square by mu naught into area into length, this cross-sectional area, into the length would be volume. So I would write this as volume UB. And therefore, UB, the energy density, which is UB by volume, would be equal to half B square by mu naught. So I'll write down again UB is equal to half B square by mu naught. And as we discussed in the electric field, that the value of this UB, or the value of this energy density, will keep on changing because B changes according to the equation sine kx minus omega t. And therefore, what we should be interested in is finding out the average value over a cycle. To do that, we will write UB is equal to half. I'll substitute the value of B over here. So I will get B naught square sine square kx minus omega t divided by mu naught. To find the average, I will take the average of all the terms over here. So is equal to the average of half will be half, it's a constant. Similarly, the average of B naught square will be B naught because it's a constant. Average of mu naught will be mu naught. And we know that the average of sine square theta is half. So this will give me the average value of UB as 1 upon 4 B square, B naught square by mu naught. Thus, now we have the average values of the energy density due to the electric field and energy density due to the magnetic field. Thus, the total energy U will be equal to UE plus UP. Now, every time we might not use the word energy density, we will simply say energy. And it is understood that since we are discussing electromagnetic waves, we will be talking about energy density. So UE is equal to, we know that 1 upon 4 epsilon naught E square plus half 1 upon 4 B naught square, this is E naught of course, upon mu naught. And this will give us the total energy density. Now, another important point to be noted of before we do that, let us note this down as the total energy density of an electromagnetic wave. In fact, is the total average energy density of an EM wave over one cycle. So that's one thing we should keep in mind. The other thing to keep in mind is that both these are equal. Both the values are equal. So the total energy could also be written as 1 upon 4 epsilon E naught square plus 1 upon 4 epsilon naught E naught square, because both of them are equal. So I could write this as equal, and therefore I could write this as half epsilon naught E naught square. So this also gives me the same thing, the total energy. This also is the total energy, average energy density of an electromagnetic over a cycle. And I could also write this in terms of the magnetic field by writing U is equal to half B naught square by mu. Both of these will give me the total energy density. Right, so we have understood the energy density due to electric and magnetic field and the total energy density. In the next video, we will look at intensity of an electromagnetic wave. Thank you.